you. My age is young. No one can tell me I'm wrong. Searching my page for subs. Both of us know it. YouTube is a battlefield. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa, 914 Westchester County, New York. Coming live to you on these YouTube streets. Saying good morning to everyone. Happy Saturday to everyone. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. And at the beginning of this video, I played a small clip I did over 3 years ago. It was a Saturday morning, just like this one. It was a Saturday morning, just like this one. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. And I want to talk to you all about Candace Owens and what is going on with our free speech in this country and what speaking your mind really means. There is a culture in this country. It's called cancel culture. We have all faced it. We have all faced this culture during childhood, in our teenage years, in our 20s, our 30s, our 40s, our 50s. Shout out to the chat. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. I want to thank all my supporters, all my subscribers, my moderators, my chat members, my YouTube creators. I want to give a complete shout out to all of you. Shout out to you. It is what it is. I want to have a discussion. I want to have an open panel discussion about what's going on with Candace Owens. Now, a lot of you know her. You know her very well. She's all over these YouTube streets. She has a YouTube channel called the Candace Owens channel. And we all know how she speaks her mind. Is Candace Owens being punished for speaking her mind? Are some of us who are on these YouTube streets being punished for speaking our minds, for utilizing our First Amendment right to free speech? Free speech. We live in America where it's supposed to be a democracy, not a dictatorship, but we see that our rights are being stripped little by little, little by little. In the last 15, maybe 20 years, I have seen this happen over and over and over again. It happened during history. Back during the civil rights movement, many of our Black leaders were canceled for speaking their mind. And a lot of them faced the ultimate penalty of death. I'm not saying that we should be afraid to speak up, but I am saying our rights are being stripped. Now, a lot of us don't like Candace Owens, me included. I don't like her. And I don't like her because she speaks out against the Black community in such a way where I just can't agree with her. But she's still a sister. She's still a part of our community. Is she the most terrible woman in the United States? I think not. There have been plenty of other women during the course of history that have spoken their minds. We got Sister Shakur down there in Cuba, a Black sister that was a part of the Black Panther Party. They jailed her on charges that I believe that she is not guilty of. But this is cancel culture. It's been going on for years in this country. They're shutting down the loudest voices of the 5% nation. And when I say 5%, I'm talking about those that cannot be bought, those that cannot be compromised, those that cannot be bribed into being silent. It's going to be an open panel. I'm going to drop the link. Anyone is welcome to come and speak. I mainly want my YouTube creators, my chat members, whoever is present. You don't have to hide in the bushes. You can speak your mind. This is my channel. This is my channel. I have faced cancel culture being on YouTube. They snatched this channel twice, but they had to release the channel because those strikes were unfounded, based on lies and deception to those that run the YouTube platform. Shout out to the chat. But can we get a conversation going? Can we honestly speak up and not be afraid that we're going to be shut down? I want us to speak. Now, I put it out there a few days ago that I want my subscribers to email me and tell me about the things that they would like to speak on, what things they would like to discuss. No one has contacted me on my email, barbosaarabia@gmail.com. Let's get a conversation going. Let's talk. Let's have the honest discussion that we need to have on these YouTube streets. A shout out to the chat. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. 914 Westchester County, New York. We are head of the Barbosa Co-op, and we are here. Now, I'm going to drop the link. Anyone that wants to come up, they can come up, they can speak. But I want the people I'm more familiar with to come up, because we got a lot of issues going on these YouTube streets. Now, yesterday, well, actually last night, I found out that Biz 101, his paperwork was read out loud on another YouTube platform. We all know who Biz 101 is, and I find it very disgusting that people on this app would be celebrating a known sex offender. That's my biggest gripe on this app, especially in this sector. A shout out to the chat. And that's my opinion. This is my opinion. I think that man is a lowlife. He's a no-name, off-brand, drop shot, busybody, sex offender. He needs to be put to the side and, told to stand down. I understand that some people on this app, they overlook that he was on the sex registry. Don't overlook it. See, sometimes you can see danger standing right beside you and won't even open your eyes. Enough about that. Let's move on. But let's talk about this cancel culture that's going on these YouTube streets. I want to thank all my supporters, those that are not here will catch the playback, like and share the video. Let's get the message out. You can see the title is Candace Owens. There's a question mark. Open panel. That means I'm getting ready to drop the link. Anyone can come up and speak. I don't care if you're a rabbit. I don't care if you're a part of 20 East. I don't care if you're a part of Skinny Gang. I don't care if you're a part of the Crew podcast. I don't care which sector you come from. I'm not concerned about where you come from. I'm just concerned about why we're staying silent and quiet about what's going on these YouTube streets. And plenty of you have faced your channels being snatched, you being silenced. And when you get your channels back, what do? You become a part of the get along gang. This is not one of those days. I'm not a part of the get along gang. I will never be a part of any sector. I don't belong to anyone. I have my own mind. I'm independent. I am a critical thinker. I am who I am. Shout out to the chat. We're going to drop the link. Anyone that want to come up can. I really want to hear from the women, to speak. Or anyone, for that matter, because it's important. It's important that we have this discussion. It's important that we have this talk. The link is dropped. Anyone can come up, hit the link, have an open discussion with me, your host, Arabia Barbosa, 914 Westchester County, New York. It's important to have these conversations. It's important. We're watching on the news what's going on in the Middle East. We're watching what's going on with the music industry, on how they are shutting down certain people for speaking their mind. We have to have these conversations. We have to. Because if we don't, then that means that we are going to be silent when they snatch the rest of our rights. This country was founded to be a democracy, not a dictatorship. We don't have a king or queen that sits on a throne somewhere. We don't have a dictatorship going on. Chairman Mao died years ago. Hitler died years ago. Certain presidents of the United States died years ago. Those that expressed themselves in their own way and they impacted history and society as a whole, whether they did something right or they did something wrong. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Clarence 13X, so many spoke out when Black people in this country were being persecuted by the powers that be. They wouldn't stop speaking. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. Elijah Muhammad died in 1975. They murdered Clarence 13X. They murdered a lot of the Black Panther leaders. They silenced Tookie Williams. They silenced him and Raymond Washington. Those two gentlemen, they started the Crips organization. They started the Crip Nation. And they wasn't formulated to sell drugs or death to our communities. They were formulated to protect their neighborhoods. Look at the People Nation. Look at the Folk Nation. I'm talking about Vice Lords. I'm talking about the Black Peace Stones. I'm talking about the Black Gangster Disciples. I'm talking about the Latin Kings. I'm talking about the Latin Counts. I'm talking about all those different groups that started to help the community. But as time went on, their organizations became corrupt. They fell weak to the pressures of society and what's going on in this world. We only have one voice. This is our time. This is our time to have this open discussion. I see no one really wants to talk about any real serious subjects. Everyone is afraid to talk about the real serious subjects. But some of our women on this app, especially in this sector, are not afraid. They refuse to back down. They refuse to be silent. They refuse to keep their mouths shut. They refuse. They refuse to just stand by and let things happen. Let things flow over their head. But are we being punished for speaking our minds? Are we being punished for using the gift that God gave us, which is the power of speech? The human voice is the only thing that can enter your body without your permission. Music can enter your body without your permission. I did a riddle a few months ago. It was a Cash App giveaway where I talked about the voice box and how everyone has one and how those vocal cords operate. So shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. I'm not going to be up here that long, but I just wanted to be known that we have the right to use our First Amendment right, which is our freedom of speech. Candace Owens is not going to be the only one they cancel out. We watched what they do to our entertainers. Look at what they're doing to Wendy Williams. right now. Look at what's going on with her. Now, we all understand that Wendy Williams used to be on drugs and alcohol real bad. We understand that. But how would you know that unless she opened her mouth and talked about it? She talked about her addiction. She talked about her demons. She talked about what bothered her. We see what they doing to her. She been in the entertainment industry for years. This woman is close to retirement age and she's being punished. They took her money. Wells Fargo shut down her bank account, seized her assets from her. The court system got involved. They put a guardianship over Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams can't even order breakfast this morning. Not like you and I. I can get up right now and go into my kitchen and fix me a plate, a hot plate of food. Can Wendy Williams do that? No. Why can't she do it? Because she doesn't have a clear access to her money. She doesn't have access to her money. She has health problems. My mother used to always say, you can't enjoy your wealth if you don't have good health. You can't enjoy your wealth if you don't have good health. Shout out to the chat. It's an awesome subject. Good morning, young VS. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Good morning. It's good to see you. I hope everything is well with you. And I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. You're doing very well. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. It is what it is. The link is still dropped. Anyone can come up, hit the link. Young Riaz, if you would like to, you can hit the link and join in the conversation. And we're talking about Candace Owens, but we're also talking about freedom of speech. And I know that you live in another country. I know you live in England. And I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. A shout out to the chat. For those of you that don't know, young Riaz is a nice young man. He lives in England, I believe London. And he's on these YouTube streets supporting everyone. He comes and visits with everyone. Sometimes he hit the panel and he'll have a good old conversation. He's only what, in his 20s? Sometimes he, oh, okay. Ah,
Hey,
okay.
what's up? How are you?
Good morning.
Good
How are
morning.
you?
Hey, I'm doing good, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
Wow. This is the
Yeah,
first time. This is the first time you ever been on this channel like this
yeah.
with me.
I mean, first time in long time, but it's okay though. Sometimes it's good to give you a bit of your space because I know sometimes it's kind of nice like that. So then I focus on me for a little bit and then come back when I feel ready to come back. I got you.
All right, thank you. Well,
Yeah,
how are
so
you doing?
I'm doing good though.
Good, good. Well, what do you think about what's going on with Candace Owens and the cancel culture that's going on?
I think it's pretty much wrong because I think deep down inside, over time though, she learned from her experience and after being around, other people and also, change it, how she's being free and, what type of her mindset, she slowly started to change and she's starting to realize stuff in an unbiased way, not just faith wise though. Once she slowly, educated herself on, other Muslims and stuff like that and what Muslims go through. And when she sees that though, slowly over time, she started to change her mind. And then people there, to be honest, don't like, them type of people though. So, they were okay with her doing what she was doing before, but then that's like one reason though. But then when she spoke up about what goes on in Gaza like that, and he, gave an unbiased point of view, that's when they decided it was a good reason to get rid of her, and it's wrong. She's
Absolutely.
responsible. Absolutely, yes. I believe, yes, she's responsible for her actions, but at the same time, they're responsible too.
Right. Right. But we're having a big problem, especially here in the United States, where there's a cancel culture going on, where there are
Oh,
silence. Yeah, they're silencing people for speaking their mind.
oh wow, I
Especially,
feel you
yeah.
though. We have a similar thing in the UK. So basically, I think it was in 2020, there's this UK rapper, his name is Notes. And what happened to him was, I think that time he cheated on the mother of his children. And when people in the shade room and some of his fans and stuff, when they found out, they were disgusted by him. No, those people, cancel culture people found out what he was doing and he apologized and he was being sincere. He took responsibility. He took accountability for his actions. But then cancel people culture are trying to cancel him over basically what he did to basically cheating on the mother of his children because basically the type of music he made was like UK R&B style, Afro swing style. So he's kind of had like a big female fan base and stuff.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So yeah, so cancel culture is not just in America, it can be in the UK as well, but not as, big or cancel culture is here, but at the same time it's not as big compared to there. So when you say it like that, yeah. Because I've actually not like me myself be canceled, but I've seen, I've watched other people be canceled as well. Like I observe that people cover that.
Right. Yeah, but what's going on in the Middle East has been going on for quite some time. Even when I
Facts.
was, yeah, even when I was little, there
Yeah.
was always some issue with the Middle East, and
Right, right.
a lot of
Before
people.
all that, basically, these countries used to be rich. They had like influence, and basically everyone else wanted to learn from them. And once they taken what they wanted to take, they decided to destroy them.
Absolutely, exactly, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Wow,
Yeah,
wow. I just shake my head, man, because this is unbelievable. It's unbelievable, especially when you express thoughts and opinions that are not popular with other people. And
mm-hmm.
in this country, certain leaders were silenced because they spoke unpopular ideas during their lifetime, and they were struck down. And it
Wow.
happened. Yeah, yeah. We had when Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968. This country burned. There
Right,
was riots everywhere because
right.
people were angry. They were upset. We see different groups rising up,
Mm,
protesting.
Right,
Um,
and it's not just Martin Luther King, it's also Malcolm X as well. So basically, for me, yes, I'm not black as well, but basically, Malcolm X's influence does not just, helping for, for the blacks only. It also helped basically spread Islam to America, and basically his impact and everything was not just recognized in one place, but then everyone recognized that and they respect that a lot. And I kind of, when I heard his speeches and stuff online and everything, I was impressed.
wow, wow. So let me ask you a question. You live
Sure.
in London. You
Yeah.
live in London, and how is it over there? Like as far as like the newspapers and magazines and television, how's
Mm,
things running over there?
Let me try and remember actually. Though. I mean, like, I think so. Like, depends though. Actually, just I guess like it's either biased or unbiased though. But also, to be honest with you, though, I don't really check it too often though because it's sometimes though, when you take a look at news too much, it does too much to you. So I don't check too much, but it's a lot. So it's here, there. Really hard to explain, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I see it going on in this country where certain newspapers run certain storylines, and if it's unpopular, whoever runs that newspaper will shut it down, and they will tell the people, go ahead and freelance what you want to talk about, and some of these people do. And Wendy Williams, she was a radio personality at
Mm-hmm.
first, and then she went to television. And she was popular and unpopular.
Right.
And
That
you see
also
what's going
say
on.
as well, basically, to me, if you ask me about Wendy, I think that, yes, she's responsible for actions. However, she didn't deserve it like this, though, to be honest. I don't believe she deserved it, despite that. Because, look, I feel sorry for her in a way, but at the same time, I don't. Because, basically, we are responsible for our own actions, though. And, some of her own actions she's responsible for, and some she is not. And it's not right.
Absolutely. And we last night, when I came home from work, um, I turned on the YouTube, and I seen everyone was live and everyone was having panels. It seemed like they was having a great time. And
Mm-hmm.
I went into brown skin lady chat. I mean, I had the best time.
Right. That's
And of
nice though.
course,
I just popped in though, so by the time I came, it was basically like very early in the morning in UK time because it's Ramadan. I'm fasting and I have to wake up early. Come downstairs, eat what I eat, drink what I have to drink, pray. Then I just chill for a bit before going to sleep. So I pick up my phone and basically just go over to chats that I never get the chance to all the time. So when I came there, I was glad to be there.
okay. Um, you're doing Ramadan. You're
Yep.
doing Ramadan. Okay. How's that going for you? Like I know you guys can't eat during the day, and when you break your fast, what do you break it with?
Wait, so basically you can break it with water or whatever drink, but you also have to break it with dates. Sometimes though I don't like dates, so I just break it with my own food.
Oh, awesome!
Yeah.
Wow.
It also teaches me to appreciate food a lot because there's people in this world who don't have food, don't have water. We're privileged. We can go to work, we can eat, we can sleep, we have like in some way, yes, we have problems of our own, but at the same time, you know, we're pretty much in a way privileged compared to them. And that's sad, man.
Oh, you know what? I love I love my job. You know, I used to work construction labor for years.
Okay.
And then when those tickets started drying up, I went and applied for another job, another
Yes,
position.
of course. I agree with you, no doubt. But you know what? It's a break. You know, like basically when we don't get food, sometimes we complain, why don't we have food? You know, some people do, right? And basically this month is basically for me, makes me appreciate more and helps me, discipline and basically better myself in this 1 month in the entire year. You can do that every day, every year, but at the same time, this month means more than the entire year because you're doing it with your heart's content.
Wow. So
But I get you.
you're not in school right now.
No, I'm off for 2 weeks because it's a half term break. So
Okay.
basically, you would get like a break in the middle of a term, and basically during this term or semester, it becomes half term. So half the semester ends, and you get a break in between. It could be for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, depending. For me, it's 2 weeks right now.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think they're on spring break and where I'm at. So a lot of the schools are out. The students are not in school. Uh, so I guess the streets are going to be packed this weekend.
Yeah, but at least that's good though. In some way, at least they get a break. That's good though. And I tell you, get you. And for me, today's the 19th day out of 30, and I'm doing good though actually. And during this month, I've basically decided to take the full 30 days off for not posting anything, no content posted. But I can share other people out. It's not because in the faith it stated no. I've made the personal decision to do so. So when I come back, I've got, a lot to do.
Right. I want to ask you one question. What are you studying when you go to school?
Basically, I'm doing a work-based course now, so it's like a pre-internship. So this internship is like, you're training before a job. So in college, in the college, I do jobs around it. So it could be in the post, it could be in the faculty, it can be in cafeteria, and they have a little shop there as well. I could work, or I could do the clothing, or they have a courtyard in a different college as well, but it's all under one roof. I could go work there. So basically, they're teaching transferable skills on working and stuff. So by the time next, I could, by the time, when I move up to SIPS, so it's like working outside the college and I can get a job outside, but they'll support me. And yeah, we'll see what I'll do from there.
Okay, that's great, young Riaz.
Yeah.
That sounds like well, in this country they have like different schools for the young people. Uh Job Corps is one thing a lot of people go into in this country.
Sure.
You know, it sounds similar. It sounds similar, you know?
Yes, of course. We got something similar, but basically just name it different. So, for example, I've got a thing called an EHCP, and this EHCP is Education Healthcare Planning. So it's like an IEP plan, but the only difference is covers the healthcare benefits. And I can go to while I'm in education, I get entitled support while also basically going there for free until 25. So after 25, I'm basically on my own because that's just where the support stops. So they just support you on your education.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. That, they should have something like that over here for these young people. You know, because
absolutely.
they need support. They need support. They need education. They need job training. They need support. You
Yes,
know,
absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
because they're
Like,
so busy.
right. But
Uh,
I'm also gonna say this as well. Basically, everything else in UK are not as expensive as much as everything there also. And basically for me, I moved out of London in 2008, but I'm in like the southeast. So like the southeast part is like countryside and it's a small town. So basically, there's like different people, but at the same time, it's where white folks live, and basically, where bigger houses are.
okay. Oh man, it sounds like you having a ball where you're at.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I miss London though because there's more opportunities there and there's more community there. Everyone's basically multicultural, so I get to see everyone there, and it feels more home to me. But I'm grateful for where I live though.
Okay. Yeah, but I remember when I was young, the only thing they expressed to us was military, going to college, or going to Job Corps.
Oh,
And as I got older, I noticed that there was a lot of young, like the last job I was on, a lot of the young men, they started going into merchant marines. They became longshoremen. Some of them went into the military, but not too many people were talking about going to school as much. A lot
oh
of the
wow.
young, yeah, a lot of the young women do that over here, especially where I live at, and
Okay,
especially from where I'm from. So yeah,
okay,
shout out
yeah, I
to
see though. All right. And yeah, absolutely. Though. So for me, basically, so basically in the college I go to, they don't really give you expected graduation day. They just let you they let me or basically other students decide what we want to do afterwards. So basically, if we want to stay on, if we want to do another year, we can do that till 25, or basically we can go outside and get a job, then go to college, or I could go to university if I wanted to. So basically, they are allowing me to basically make the decision on where my future goes. They're just only there to support and see how it goes.
Oh, and your parents, they're very supportive of you.
Yes, absolutely. They
That's
are.
great. That's great. Wow. You you're really doing well. You're doing very well. I
Yeah.
take my hat off to you.
Thank
And
you, I appreciate it because
and I
it's my
know.
mom. The biggest credit I give to is both my parents, but I give my mother the credit as well because she's the reason I'm like that. Because when I was young, I'm basically spectrum and everything. Some people have expectation, but my mom's like, "Nah, I don't believe that. Yes, he's got this, but I can push him to better." And from there, start advancing, and I started getting better, and I appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Um Thanks young Riz for coming up.
Okay,
Uh
you're welcome.
and in this video, we're talking about freedom of speech. We're talking about the cancel culture, and Candace Owens and young Riz just expressed how he lives his life, uh, in his country over there in England, and he seems to be having a great time. And you're into music. You're into music. Tell the audience about the rap music that you do. Oh, young Riaz. I lost young Riaz. But thank you, young Riaz, for coming up. I really appreciate him for coming up and supporting the channel and supporting what this video is about. And he is awesome. He is awesome. Everyone go over there and sub up to young Riaz and give him some love and support. He's very diligent about his studies, about doing something with his life, and he's really he's really a great young man. In this country, um, I don't know what other kind of educational programs they have for the young people besides those I just mentioned, but I do notice that they are building prisons left and right. They are building some schools. They might build maybe 20 schools in different places in the country a year, but every year they're building more and more prisons. Federal institutions, state institutions, privately owned prisons, because this cancel culture is going to get deeper. It's going to get deeper and deeper, and they want to silence the voices that speak up. And sometimes our opinions are unpopular. Unpopular. I don't care how unpopular your opinions are. You have the right to speak your mind. You have the right to express yourself. And I want to give a complete shout out to all the YouTube creators in this sector that has the heart and the courage to express themselves, and speak their mind. Now, yesterday, I was over there visiting with the Empress Lonnie One Love, and she was doing a wonderful video. And Lonnie has always stayed consistent. If you're going to speak your mind on these platforms, you have to be consistent. Brown skinned lady, same thing. Is a few of the women on this sector of YouTube that speak them out. A lot of young men, a lot of the young men, there's a lot of young men on this app that are not widely popular right now. But when I see they do their videos like Muso, Muso, and when he does his videos, yo, he be showing you how to fix those trucks. He be telling you how his work day is going. And I am impressed with all the young men that go out there every day and prove themselves, not only to us, but to themselves and to their families. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to the John Show for being the person he is on these YouTube streets. He always shows us him going to work. He be on those construction sites driving the equipment. He be showing you how to lay bricks. Shout out to him. Shout out to Will T for doing his videos. He's another construction union worker. I think Will T is a construction union worker, but he does very well on his job assignments. A shout out to him. You know, shout out to the YouTube creators that not only be on these YouTube apps sharing their lives with us, but they are expressing themselves. They're speaking their minds. Shout out to Selena for doing the video she did the other evening. Shout out to her. And she's doing very well. Shout out to you, Selena. I gotta take my hat off to you, baby girl. Shout out to Kelly G. Kelly G, she recently lost her uncle. I want to give her my condolences. I'm sorry for your loss. I love you. I appreciate you every day. Every day. Shout out to Lovelace for coming up here on these YouTube streets, hitting those panels. And she is such a sweet person, a sweet and loving person. Shout out to her. Shout out to the church lady for doing her videos. And shout out to all the moderators and all the different sectors of this app doing their things. A shout out to you. But today, we need to take a look at what's going on with this cancel culture. And we got some of these YouTube creators who have been canceled, like Tommy Sotomayor, Cynthia G. They were canceled on YouTube not too long ago. Shout out to them. It is what it is. 914, which is the county of New York. This is your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. I'm not perfect, but I'm here. I'm here to express my love and my gratitude to my subscribers, my support team, my moderators, my YouTube creators, those of you that I am subscribed to, shout out to you for being you and for speaking up, speaking your mind. And we got some YouTube creators that are unpopular because they're so in your face and so loud with their opinion. And sometimes they curse and scream and yell, but it's okay. It's okay. Shout out to you. We're all human. We're all human. Now, before I end this video, because I got to run to the store real quick, I got to run inside this store real quick and load one of my debit cards, because I'm sure some of you know what happened to me yesterday. I am so embarrassed, but it happens. But thank God my money didn't go nowhere. I would have been shitting bricks this morning. I'm able to pay my bills. And one of my homegirls, she says it so well, chasing pavements. But we're talking in this video about cancel culture, speaking your mind, how sometimes your opinions might be unpopular. But just because your opinion might be unpopular does not mean you're not important. Everyone is important. Everyone matters. Black lives, white lives, red lives, brown lives, whatever life. You was created in the image of God. Arm, leg, arm, head, 360 degrees. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. I'm going to drop my link again. Thank you, Young Riaz, for coming up. And thank everyone for participating. Sitting in the bushes for a little while. But I'm going to drop the link again. Anyone else want to come up and talk about what's going on with Candace Owens, freedom of speech, the cancel culture that's going on, not only in America, but all over the world, and how they are punishing Candace Owens. Okay, I don't know who this is. I've never seen you before, so I'm gonna have to let you sit in the chat, and my moderators are not here. But I'm unfamiliar with you. I'm sorry, but I don't know you. So I really want the people that I'm more familiar with for right now. You can write in the chat, and we'll go from there, because I've never seen you before. So I'm kind of a little shaky by letting people up that I don't know. I have to know you. I have to be familiar with you. Is Keep the Change in the house? Does anyone see Keep the Change? Is Keep the Change in the house? Is Lonnie One Love in the house? Is Brown Skin Lady in the house? Is Moonlight in the house? Is Soulfly in the house? Is Queen Regina in the house? Is Sister T in the house? Is Kelly G in the house? Anyone that I'm familiar with can hit the link. Young Riaz, I've been knowing Young Riaz for a couple of years now. Been knowing Young Riaz for almost 2 years. So he's always welcome. If I don't know you, you got to cam up. You got to show yourself, because I had an instance not too long ago where somebody was trying to porn bomb me. So, yeah, that is a concern with me. Yeah, that's a big concern. Some people know how I feel about that, and they know it's not a good look when I get angry. But yeah, but that's what we're talking about. We're talking about cancel culture, freedom of speech, what's going on with Candace Owens, Do you agree that they should have fired her, or maybe they should have kept her on? Because she's been speaking her mind for years. Now all of a sudden she's punished. She's punished for doing that. It's just like Billie Holiday. She was out there singing all those beautiful songs. And then one day they came up with that song, Strange Fruit. And she sang the song. And then right after that, it just seemed like all hell just broke loose. I mean, she had her own issues, her own problems with drug addiction. And, she went to prison for a little while. She did Fed time. And it just seemed like when she started singing that song, it just like the powers that be just came. They just came for her. They came for her. Look at Eartha Kitt. What happened to her during the 1960s? It was during the Vietnam War. And she spoke her mind to President Johnson. Don't you know they canceled that woman? They made sure Eartha Kitt could not work in this country just because she spoke her mind. So they decided to punish her. That woman had to leave the United States and go over there to Europe to continue her career in singing and acting and dancing. And she talked about it before she died a few years ago. Few years ago. And they do it all the time. They do it all. Look at what they did to Kanye West when he started speaking up. All of a sudden, he was crazy. Nobody liked him. People were trying to cancel him out. He's still doing what he's doing, but people are not really feeling him right now because he spoke his mind. There is a cancel culture going on. That's fine. I'm good with that. I don't need a whole lot of people, but whoever's not here will catch the playback. Thank you. Thank you for your concern. Yeah, I'm not very popular on these YouTube streets. I'm not. I'm not by a long shot. I will never be popular. I don't need to be popular, but I'm going to speak my mind, and that's all it is to it. And I'm sorry if you had hit my link. I didn't let you up. I don't know you. I'm not familiar with you, so it's just not going to happen. And like I said, none of my moderators are here, so I really don't know who you are. But thank you for coming in. I appreciate your view. A shout out to the chat. This is your homegirl Arabia Barbosa closing out this video. And I want to thank Young Riaz for coming in. I want to thank all the ghost watchers for sitting in the bushes. And it is what it is. Those that are not here will catch the playback. And I appreciate your view. Like and share the video. Peace out, everyone. Have an awesome weekend. Stay safe. And continue on. Continue with being who you are. A shout out to the chat. It is what it is. 914, which is the county of New York. I'm out of here. Want to thank everyone for coming over. Thank everyone for visiting with me. Perhaps I'll go live maybe tomorrow or Monday. I'm not exactly sure. I mostly do a lot of uploads, a lot of shorts. So, and I always share my videos to my other social media platforms. So it is what it is. A shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. Everyone have an awesome weekend.